Hey guys, so I think maybe it's time for a bit of an update on my backyard renovations. Yeah, it's been a while. I can't remember where I was up to, but I've basically finished the chook run. We've got a little bit to do. I want to run some wire over the back fence there. It's like a shorter fence that's starting to fall apart, so I wanted to run like this fence here. I wanted to run just a bit to get to the point where it matches with this higher fence. So and it goes from the higher fence to about there, and then it drops to a shorter dodgy fence, which I'll go over. I guess we can go over and have a look. You can see there's my native beehive. You can see that fence there. It's the shorter version, and it's a bit dodgier. And the neighbours have dogs, so I didn't want the dogs getting in and killing my chooks. So I've gone and put a couple of taller posts in. One there, there's one just there, and one up there. So I'm going to run wire along the back fence there, all the way to match up with this taller fence there. And so it'll basically just mirror this fence here, but along the back fence, so stop any dogs coming in. And I'll put down here I've put sunk a sleeper in to stop my dog digging under. So I'll do the same back there in the chook run. So yeah, you can see how dodgy the fence is there. So I had to put that one in to brace it, support it a bit. But what I was going to do here in this corner, like my partner, we've just had twins, so I'm a new father, 4 weeks old. So what I thought while I was doing all this, there's the chook run from this end. I think you can see the chooks getting around in there somewhere. But yeah, I've got this little pile of timber here as throwaways, which I don't want to throw away. So what I thought was, if I get 2 more of these posts, sink them into the ground here, and I can build a little cubby. So just here will be a little cubby house, maybe a sandpit in front for the kids when they're a bit older, and then I'll maybe put a passion fruit vine. Obviously I'll protect it. I've got heaps of leftover wire, so I'll just make a little circle, protect the passion fruit vine until it gets up, and passion fruit vine can be on this end fence here. And then yeah, once this back fence is done, then I can start planting some fruit trees in here. So what I was thinking is, I've got all these fruit trees in pots that I've been growing. I've got there's a cherry guava just in there, so I think maybe I can put that out in the chook run. I think they only get to 2 to 4 meters or something like that, so it's not too big. I can keep it pruned. I was thinking one of these jaboticabas. I've got 3 jaboticabas here. One of them can go in the chook run. They're a bit taller, but they are delicious. Oh yeah, there's that taller one there. That's a nashi, so tropical nashi. So I thought maybe I'll put that in there as well. Up the other end there, you can see in that blue barrel is a dwarf mulberry. So I'll put that in with the nashi. So that'll fill that first part in. I'll cut these 2 trees out, and then I was going to put pawpaws and bananas in the rest of it. So that's the plan. And yeah, hopefully all this timber here I can use to clad the cubby house once I get some more posts done, and that there can be the structural stuff like the flooring, and then that can get used as like the outside part of the cubby house. But yeah, I mean, so basically in these pots here I've got some lychees. You can see there's 2 lychees there, and they're doing really well. I've had them for about a year now. When I got them, they were down to probably about there, so like they've over doubled in height. I've got that mango I'm going to get rid of. It's a Bowen mango in a pot, and I don't know, it just doesn't look healthy. This mango here looks really healthy, so it's a Palmer, so I was going to transfer that into a bigger pot. It's only in a little barrel there. I'm going to put that in one of these bigger barrels. these two jaboticabas, I'm actually going to plant them out in the front yard, where they can give me lots of fruit for my homemade wine and stuff. There's a pawpaw there in a pot, which is just more there for storage at the moment. I had nowhere for it and it was a gift. So these are my old fish tanks. So I used to have my aquaponics in this garden shed. You can see where the holes come out. So the two fish tanks ran out, and then I had my old aquaponics used to run here. Pulled it all apart, dismantled it all. There's the bricks that are left over from it. So I've grabbed the fish tanks from there, I've cut them in half. So I've got basically two wicking beds that I could do. Or my latest idea is what I'm going to do is set them up out the front yard, along that fence out the front yard. I'm going to put them along the side there, and I'm going to move these lychees. See, lychees get bigger, and at the moment they're in like these big blue barrels, which is okay. I thought if they're a big tree, why not give them a bigger area to grow? And I can't put them in the ground over there because I've got sewer main that runs up that side of the property, so I can't really plant trees and stuff up that side. So, and my front yard's full of natives, so I'll look at filling these and using them as big pots basically, and let the lychees get as big as they want in those, what are they, 600 litre? About 600 litre pots. Yeah, 600 litres. So I think they'll do quite well on that. So the construction on all this is basically finished, so it's looking a bit of a mess at the moment. But yeah, there's the 4 wicking beds, which that's set up. I just got to plant it out yet. They're just sitting there to keep me out of the way so I can finish doing stuff around here. But yeah, I've planted all these out. This bed here needs to be ripped apart. The only thing I spray on my plants is the dipel for the caterpillars. And as you can see, I've got bok choy garnet seed, I've got beetroot, bok choy, I've got snow peas, nasturtiums, I've got a few, there's cosmos flowers, everything in there. I have got a little tomato, it was a volunteer tomato, so I thought I'll throw it in there. This is some of that climbing spinach, Malabar spinach, which has come up. I had a plant maybe a year ago and I just keep getting it coming up all through the yard, so I thought I'll let a bit grow in one of the beds. The chooks love it, so why not. But this bed here needs to be renovated. Like, I need to dose it with compost again and replant it all. I had a pretty decent harvest of stuff out of it. Like you can see the last of the what are they, the Swiss chards, the rainbow chard. There's Mizuna, that was the second planting. I got bok choys growing. Yeah, like you got little volunteer cosmos coming up in it, which I might save a couple to replant or move them into that end bed. Yeah, I got these tomatoes that have done really well. However, like you get a couple that, like this one here, he's almost ready to pick and he's looking good, but then there's so many others which, like this one, because I don't spray anything, see, it just gets smashed by grubs. So most of them get smashed, but there is a couple. Like, there's another one over there that I might get a couple of it, but I think I'm going to give these sort of bigger tomatoes a miss. I'm gonna pass up on them. I'm over them. I don't like spraying them. I want to keep it simple. So I've got in this end bed here, I've got some cauliflower. I don't know. Yeah, there's the cauliflower. So I've got a couple of cauliflower that are, another one there. There's the third cauliflower there. I have sprayed them with dipel. They were starting to get a bit of damage on them, as you can see. But yeah, in here I had a volunteer cherry tomato from an old plant that I used to have a long time ago come up in the chook pen. So I thought, yeah, sweet, I'll bring that out here. But yeah, you can see that caterpillars don't seem to eat them. You lose the odd one, but it is loaded with little green tomatoes, so hopefully they ripen up for me. But yeah, this needs a bit of a renovation as well. I need to recompost it. And got a bit of alyssum growing there for the beneficial insects. So these two beds here have been they were the first two I planted, and that third one there was just only recently, so it's fairly new still. It's all just growing. But yeah, these first two beds here, they've been going for a long time. Like I had cucumber vines growing in here. I picked probably about 50 cucumbers off this one. Then in here I had 2 cucumbers with the tomatoes, and I got probably another 50 or 60 off them. I had beans, a heap of beans growing in this. I've sort of, they're at the tail end of them there. I think there is I've left a couple of beans on there just to mature, and so I can harvest some seeds, maybe. I'll probably get over it and just buy a pack of seeds later anyway. But yes, I mean these 2 beds have been really productive. I had some broccoli, but the grubs got them. I didn't spray them enough. We've been quite busy with the new babies, so I've been a bit slack maintaining it. But yeah, these 2 beds here were really productive, and that third bed there I've been harvesting fresh salads from. And yeah, so the chook run, basically this is the chook pen end of it. I've actually fenced this little corner off. I've put 2 coffee trees in that I had in barrels. I've planted them out. I've horse manured it, I've composted it, I've mulched it. I planted a few tomatoes in there, and then there's all the volunteers growing through it. And there's one pumpkin vine that survived the chook's onslaught, and now he's taken over here, and he's grown over the top of the chook pen. But I think, yeah, there's a couple of little pumpkins, like you can see, a little pumpkin forming there. There's another one just up there. So there's the two of them just there. I think there's a couple others, there's flowers on it, so yeah, I mean it's all doing alright at the moment. But at the moment, yeah, I'm getting horse crap and getting compost brewing for this, to try and finish preparing all this ready for planting. So that's, yeah, in there's the chook run. There's the compost bins are just in behind the tomato plants there. So yeah, and then I've been getting like an egg or 2 a day. So they're just coming back into the lay now. They've just been molting. There's 2 of them. There's the third. But yeah, no, everything's ticking along. I mean, I have not finished yet. I haven't got to the point where I want to be yet, but I guess progress is just going to be a bit slower at the moment because the new little babies. But yeah, you can see all the beds are finished, the fence is finished, the dog can't kill the chooks. All that timber's going to get, hopefully use most of it on the cubby, if I build a cubby at the end there for the kids. So, and then I can tidy that up once that's done. But that stand that it's all sitting on, I'm actually going to cut that down a little bit shorter, it'll just go in along the garden shed there, and I'm going to put 2 IBCs on there and set up some guttering on the garden shed to catch rainwater, and maybe even run a pipe from the corner guttering of the house over to it to fill it up. So I should have about 2,000 litres of water I can use for the gardens, and run the overflow can run to the chook run and flood that when it rains, just to let it soak into the ground. Try and save me watering fruit trees as much. But yeah, 4 wicking beds, and so far everything's going really well. I'm sold on the wicking beds, they work a charm. And like I said, at the moment I've got all those barrels with fruit trees in that I can plant, and I'll transfer a few into these, put a few out in the chook run. A few of them will stay in their barrels, and then any spare barrels I get, I'm going to go and maybe try some dwarf figs, 1 to 2 metre tall figs. That apparently on the Daly's fruit tree website, they got a few that do well in subtropical areas, so we'll give them a test run. And yeah, I can try and brew my wine with any figs or jaboticabas. And alright, well, yeah, and there's the worm farm ticking along. So yeah, anyway, take it easy, and I'll try and remember to do an update later on once I get a bit more done.